Hi guys, welcome back. Now, before we get into the video, I just want to say I have an international giveaway, something that's going to happen at the very end of this video, so stick around because you're going to want to. So I always get excited when I find a new range of skincare products that I love, those love brands. You know, for me, it's Allies of Skin, it's True Botanicals, and Maysama. These are guys that I feel can do no wrong. Well, there is a new kid on the block. This is a company called Blur London. I think I mentioned them last month. I did a video about my favorite products for a second cleanse for, washing your face, and their cleanser was a part of that. So this is a brand that I feel is doing something totally different. Their skincare range is designed specifically for people with oily or combination skin, and that's it. Now, apparently a recent study has indicated that 35% of the world's skin is oily or a combination. And of those 35%, 60% of those are also sensitive. So that is a whole lot of people that have very specific needs or challenges for their skin. And Blur London is here specifically to tackle some of those issues. So they contacted me and asked me if I would try some of their products. So as an aside, I'm contacted pretty much daily by brands who want me to try their stuff. Now, most of the time I say no. I mean, first of all, I only have one face. There's not enough time. But for me, it's all about ingredients. So it's about the INCI list. What are they putting into these ingredients? But this was actually perfect timing for me and Blur London. Let me start by saying I would never touch a product built for oily skin with a 10-foot pole. Because firstly, I have more mature skin. My skin is getting drier as I age. However, I've always had balanced, for the most part, skin. If anything, I would skew dehydrated or dry. So for me, anything that was built for oily skin would be drying and I would just run a mile away. But I had just done a test that confirmed my skin was oily. Big surprise. So I was actively looking for products that was going to fit a new regime that I was having to build. So I had a chance to speak with the founder of Blur London, and I have to say I was just really digging what they were selling. So I really like that they had that razor sharp focus, that they're only looking at people with oily skin because it has that certain specific needs. And they're not trying to be all things to all people. Even so far as understanding that ethnicity can play a role in sebum production and composition. So their products are formulated to work for different ethnicities. I feel that the ingredients they're using are really innovative, as well are some of the methods that they're using to extract some of those compounds. And then there's the ethical slant. Now, I know a lot of people are talking about sustainability and all that, but their packaging is made from post-recycled materials and sugar cane. They're planting a tree for every full-size product that's sold. They're vegan, they're cruelty-free. They are free from oils, from sulfates, from fragrance, from essential oils, from masking agents, and other sensitizing ingredients. So they're even designed for those with really sensitive skin. One of the things I thought was really interesting is they have a new patented hyper-fermentation technology. So what that means is their fermentation process allows them to extract 100% of a plant's bioactive compounds. Plus, the compounds are made molecularly smaller, which means they're more easily absorbed into the skin. So that drastically increases the effectiveness of each of these compounds. Now we're going to get into the range. Now it's a small range. It's a relatively new company. They have 3 products. They have a cleanser, a toner, and a moisturizer. The first is called the Gentle Everyday Cleanser, and this is a beautiful product, and it has some very interesting ingredients. The first is cotton ferment. Like cotton, I would never have known the benefits of cotton for the skin. Cotton ferment is a complex of antioxidants, omega-3 fatty acids, and vitamin E. It also has anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties. It also contains dragon fruit, which is a superfood packed with antioxidants and vitamins. It contains the BHA salicylic acid, which helps to exfoliate the skin. It reduces sebum production and also has anti-inflammatory properties. AHA lactic acid helps to also exfoliate, but also gives some hydration. And it has glycerin, which is my all-time favorite humectant, and is really there for keeping the moisture in. So I start with already slightly damp skin, and I pour a little bit of this into the hand. You emulsify it with water, and then you give your face a nice clean. The instructions say to just splash your face with water, but I always use a cloth to remove it. And for me, this is my second cleanse at the end of the day after I've used the first to get rid of all the makeup. The thing that surprised me so much about this product is the consistency. Now, it does sort of foam in that it's not a cream cleanser, but it's kind of somewhere in the middle. It does foam, but ever so slightly. And the only word that I can think of is soft. It's very soft on the skin. Like foamy stuff, I run a mile away from, but this has a lovely finish to it. It does not leave my skin dry, and it still feels soft and hydrated, even though it's a foam-based product. It's absolutely beautiful. The other thing to note is you don't need a lot of this product, and I realized that in the early days because I tend to be a bit more generous with it, but you're just wasting it. It just needs the teeniest, tiniest amount, and and it goes a long way. So I think this tube is going to last me forever. Item number 2 is another product that I wouldn't generally use, and that's a toner. This is the rebalancing toner. And surprisingly, it's actually really hydrating. To me, toners have always been sort of an unnecessary step unless it had a particular function. For example, Maysama's toner is lactic acid based, so I use that a couple of times a week in order to exfoliate the skin. This is really a hydrating product that, as they say, down regulates sebum production, so you're not going to produce excessive oils. It also protects against blue light and helps just to calm the skin. Ingredients. They've got some doozies in here. They have organic fermented rice water, which is rich in vitamin E, ferulic, and fatty acids, which helps improve the moisture barrier and calm the skin. It has niacinamide, which helps to reduce the appearance of our pores, as well as that dull, lifeless skin. And it also has salicylic acid. Plus, it contains an ingredient that was new to me called the ashwagandha root, which is also known as Indian ginseng, and it's becoming my new favorite ingredient. It's an organic ingredient that protects the skin. It's antioxidant, it's anti-inflammatory, it's antimicrobial. It reduces sebum production, but it also contains collagen, which is going to give some anti-aging benefits. Woohoo! And it also reduces melanin production, which means it's going to help with hyperpigmentation. This is like a super ingredient. Bring it. Plus it contains glycerin, again, one of my all-time favorites. And I think the biggest surprise again is the texture and the way that it makes my skin feel. So I apply this every morning and every evening as step 1 in my skincare routine. You put a little bit on a pad and it goes across the face. And I think the biggest surprise is sort of the glowiness that you get, because it sinks in, but it's somehow, I don't know, it just feels like it leaves a little bit of a glow. And the third product in the range is their moisturizer, which is called Cloud Skin. This is a lightweight, non-comedogenic moisturizer designed to hydrate without leaving your skin feeling heavy or greasy. By the way, heavy and greasy is what I tend to gravitate towards, so it was a bit of a change, kind of moving away from it. And this also has an incredibly good inky list associated with it. It has white tea ferment, which is a powerful antioxidant, which is there to protect the skin, and it also contains anti-inflammatory properties. It also has niacinamide. It also contains sodium hyaluronate, which is personally my favorite of the hyaluronic acids. It has a smaller molecular weight, so it sinks deeper into the skin, and it's there to retain moisture. It has an ingredient called Bixa orellana, I hope I've pronounced that right, which is also known as the red lip tree. And the seeds contain an ingredient which slow down sebum production and also minimize the appearance of pores. It has 3 different ceramides that are there to help protect the barrier, and ceramides perform a protective layer in order to strengthen our barrier. So this is a very lightweight product, and I have to say I was really surprised at how well it moisturized. As I said, I really like heavy occlusives, things that really kind of, they sit heavy on the skin, because I thought that's what my skin needed. That's why I started skewing oily, because I think I was giving too much of that stuff to my skin. So this was a really good product for me to help reset the steps that I needed to take in order to make my skin more balanced. So I've been using this for months, pretty much every single day in the mornings. Just before Christmas, we had some serious cold snaps here. We're talking snow, which you don't usually get. We're talking -2 degrees Celsius, and it was cold. And on those days, I did actually apply a little bit of oil over that just to give a bit more hydration, because I was feeling a bit dry. My whole body was feeling dry at that stage. But for the most part, this still managed to carry me through even the colder months. Okay, so let's talk price. I am so happy to say that I think, in my opinion, this is a really affordable range for what you get. So the cleanser, which is 150 mils, this runs 19 British pounds. 19 pounds for this. And as I said, a little goes such a long way. I am on the same tube. You can't tell, can you, where this is? You can't see that through the light, can you?
No.
I can't either. If I'm guessing, I think I'm somewhere in here. I've been using this every day for a couple of months now. And because you need so little, this goes a very long way. This is an incredible value. Will I be repurchasing? Yes, I will. Okay, the toner is 200 mils for, again, 19 British pounds. Again, I think it's a steal. I can see in the level is right here, and that's using it twice a day for the last couple of months. Again, phenomenal deal. And then the moisturizer, it looks really small in comparison, but it's a standard 50 mils, which is what most moisturizers are. And this is 29 pounds, okay? Where am I on here? Trying to see with the light. I might be a little further, can't really tell. But again, 29 pounds. If you go into a local drugstore, particularly in the US, if you're looking at La Roche-Posay or looking at Olay, those all run about 35 bucks for 50 mils. So to me, I just think it's a fantastic value. You can buy all 3 of these together on the website as a pack for 65 pounds sterling, but I do know that right now they have a sale on for 60 pounds. You can get all 3 of those for 60 pounds. That is fabulous. The other good thing about this company is that certainly for some countries, I know it's for Ireland because I asked the question, and I know it's for the US, there are no import duties because they pay them. They have prepaid all those in advance. And that's a big deal for me because living on a little island, Ireland is about that big, everything has to get imported, well, for the most part. And I have to pay exorbitant fees if it comes outside of the EU. So I don't like buying from the UK unless I'm buying from retailers that have some sort of EU presence. I don't like buying from the US anymore. So when I was speaking with these guys, they said, no, we prepay all of that. And I did it, and I ordered to see, and sure enough, I didn't have to pay a dime. So if you're in the US, you guys are the same too. They do have a special for that any new customers coming on, it is 15% off the purchase price. So that's a bit of a doozy. That's a huge amount of money off. And again, I'll put all the details down below where you can find them. So the one thing I will say, it's really important for everybody to know what their skin type is. And it might seem like such a silly thing to say. And I've had a dedicated YouTube channel here for what, 2.5 years? And I didn't know that I was skewing oily. I didn't know. And I came across something on Instagram and I did this test where the Skin Trust Club sent a test to my house. I was able to take a swab of my outer cheek, put it into a little solution, and I sent it back for analysis. And what they're doing is they're checking the breakdown of microbes on your skin. So you're either going to be dry, oily, or balanced. I could have sworn I was going to be balanced. I would have bet the farms that I was balanced. I was not balanced. I was oily. Apparently 65% of us get it wrong. We think we know our skin type and we don't. So I think this is an incredibly good exercise. So I made changes to the products that I was using. For example, I went from a really, really heavy moisturizer to a much lighter one. And I also added in steps that I wasn't doing, like more exfoliation. I just wasn't doing it regularly enough, and I think that's had a big impact. So I went back 3 months later and I tested again. And because of all of these changes, my skin is now balanced. And everybody's skin type changes for various reasons. It can be stress, it can be diet, it can be the weather. There are so many things that change what's happening to the microbes on our skin that you're not ever going to be the same all of the time. So it is worthwhile to know what your skin type is so that you can get the products to meet it. And what's interesting about this range is you don't have to have oily skin to use it. I don't have oily skin anymore, and I'm still using, enjoying, and loving these products. Incidentally, they do also have a test on their website that you can do, so you can just go to the website and check that out. Now, it's not going to be as detailed as actually having your skin tested, but it'll be a good indication and a good starting point. Let's talk giveaway. This is not a sponsored video, but the folks over at Blur London have been kind enough to gift 2 sets of their full range to 2 lucky winners. This is open to those in the US, the UK, and in Ireland. So if you live in one of these 3 regions, just put your hat in the ring. Okay, what you need to do to enter. First off, please like this video. Please, because likes always help. 2, in the comments down below, tell me what your skin type is. That's all you have to do, and you'll be in with a chance to win one of 2 sets of this fantastic range by Blur London. So I will be picking the 2 winners on Saturday, the 21st of January. So put your entries down below. So guys, thank you so much for joining today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for making it this far, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye.
That's on camera now.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
No.
Turn it off. I heard that.
Did you? Lick?
Yeah, do you need a minute, honey? It also has anti-inflammatory properties and helps to reduce the semen production. Not semen. Is that what you heard too?
Yep.